Well, hi. Thanks for talking today. It's good to talk to you sort of in person at least.
Yeah, well, this is the new, trust me, this has been the way I've been doing it for a while now, unfortunately.
Yeah. All right. Well, first I want to talk about, I think it's in the first of the two, but we get to hear some more about the real Doc Holliday and Wyatt and all that. And obviously the show has some reality, but most of it's made up. But when they add kind of that level to it of more from the history, does that affect your performance? And do you think we'll continue to see more of that?
Yeah, I mean, that's the coolest thing about this season is that we get to, we find out a lot about Doc's past and the history. And then the coolest thing is that we realize that for Doc to move forward, he needs to let go of the past.
Hmm.
And I don't think he ever did up until this point, up until season four. There's been some moments. I think especially what the way things happened with Holt, um, and Wynonna. Um, okay, sorry, I'm getting a message from the boss.
By the way, I can't see a timer how long we're going. I was trying to find it. So if when you need to jump off, just, let me know.
Yeah, no
Yeah.
stress. Um,
Okay.
yeah, and I think Doc, he needs to let go of the past to be able to ever have a future.
Hmm.
If with Wynonna or just for himself, for his own peace. I think he's been holding on to that past for too long. So now we're starting to learn about the past. Doc's learning some things maybe that are hurtful to hear, and
Hmm.
I think now he's preparing to kind of let go of all that stuff.
Right. And this is kind of a little related, I guess, to what you're saying, but at least so far this season, being a vampire hasn't necessarily hindered too much what's going on. And he doesn't seem too bothered to it. But I don't know. Do you think that maybe that could cause a liability later? Because I wonder, especially with Black Badge coming back. Now, granted, right now they're not so competent, but if more people come back, I mean, do you think it could cause a problem later? And obviously, you can't tell me what really happens, but just kind of your own predictions.
um, yeah.
Okay.
I think you're definitely right. We haven't talked about it too much so far in the first couple episodes, but you're also not wrong. Emily Andress is very smart. She's a very smart
Yeah.
woman, and the rest of the writers are very smart people. They have not forgotten
Right.
Doc Holliday is a vampire at all. Just because we haven't heard about it recently. Um, yeah,
Right.
to be continued.
To
Let's
be
let's
continued.
let's just say that.
Speaking of that, I did mean to ask because I don't even know how far are you. Have you guys started filming the second half of the season, or is it done?
Yeah, we have about 3 weeks left, so we're about to start the final block next week, which is absolutely craziness to think. So yeah, we started about I guess it's been 2 months already. 2 months ago, maybe 2 months ago. Filming amid COVID, it definitely has its challenges, and it's kind of it's crazy because the the craziest part for me is that you know Wynonna Earp, we have so many just insane storylines.
Yeah.
We can believe this and 150 years in a well and vampires and all this stuff, but we've never even dealt with a pandemic because that's too crazy.
Yeah,
Wynonna Earp
that's
and the
true.
gang haven't dealt with that because that'd be too nuts.
Yeah,
And then in
that's
the
true.
real world, that's what we're kind of dealing with. Um,
Yeah, things are definitely
yeah,
different. All
but
right.
yeah, I'm happy to be back and filming, and it's been challenging, but also I'm very happy and lucky to be working at this time. So and to be able to get to tell the rest of this story.
Okay. And I know again you can't really tell me this, but maybe some little teases. Are we going to get to see more Winona Doc romance anytime soon? I know right now the story's focused on her sister and everything, but like to see some more of that.
um, yeah, like I said, um, listen, it's not an easy love story for both of them.
Right.
Wynonna Earp has the burden of being the hero. Doc isn't burdened with that. You know, he could actually just, you know, take off if he wanted to.
Yeah.
Um, maybe he will. Maybe he won't. Who knows? You
Nope.
know, Wynonna, she's got the burden of being the hero.
Hmm.
So, you know, I think for Doc, he's trying to been dealing with his past, and now he wants to move on to the future. And the future for him is Wynonna. And I think it's a future that she just, unfortunately, she doesn't have the luxury of living with him, which
Hmm.
is he wants to just settle down and stop fighting and, you know, raise a family, and, you know, and she can't stop fighting. She has to fight. There's no one else who can fight. It's
Right.
Wynonna's fight. It's not Doc's fight.
Right.
So yeah, it's kind of, it's tragic. And just because they're not kissing or happy,
Right.
oh, there's a love story there. There's always a love
Oh
story.
yeah.
The love story is always there. It's not the love story that we want. I know I want what you want. Trust me.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's not so easy for them to get there and just be able to um, just
Yeah. And
be
that
in
was
love.
Yeah, and that was kind of one of my, and granted, this is about the end of the season, but one of my other questions is, let's just say in the mid-season finale, Wynonna does something that maybe Doc doesn't agree with. Um, I mean, how hard do you think that that's going to be as a problem between that? Can they overcome that? Is it going to take a lot of work? Is kind of any hints about that?
I mean, I don't know. I know that, you know, one of my favorite qualities about Doc is he's pretty understanding of other people
Hmm.
making mistakes because he's made so many himself.
Right.
You know, it's one of my favorite things about him. He doesn't judge too many other people because, you know what I mean? He knows he's been let off the hook a couple of times
Right.
himself. But yeah, I think the main thing for this year um, is for Doc being able to let go of the past, for him to be able to have a future. And I think that also then, you know, same for Wynonna.
Right.
You
Right.
know,
Definitely true.
we gotta be able to let go.
Right. So do you have like a funniest moment from filming this season that you can think of?
Oh yeah, I mean, Melanie Scrofano's episode that she directed was just, it was incredible for so many reasons. You know, number one, because I was just so damn proud of Mel,
Hmm.
and she was amazing. And but you know, myself, Catherine Burrell, and Dominique, chasing the Greg Lawson, the monster character around with a water gun, a lasso, and a t-shirt gun,
Yeah.
with Melanie directing us hogtied from the floor, 50 yards away, screaming at us directions. While, you know, I was looking at frickin' Catherine slipping on the ice and Dominique and I trying not to laugh, and Greg's butt naked, and yeah, it was magical. It was also like, if I could sum up the whole experience of Wynonna Earp in one scene, that's it, you know.
Yeah, it shows how good of friends. I love how she's just kind of watching them be crazy and just
Yeah, it
sitting there.
was awesome.
Yeah, yeah. So you made me wonder though, other than the funny part, is she a harsh director? Is she an easy director?
Well,
Put
she's
you on the
great
spot.
because for me, she's incredible because selfishly, I'm such a fan of Melanie Scrofano as an actor. I
Mhm.
think she's one of the best actors working today. I just think she's incredible, and to get to be in scenes with her is like, it's a real honor. She's really good. She's that good. Um, and so yeah, I mean, do I want direction from someone that you look up to as an actor? Hell yeah. You know, she gave great notes, you know, as a, you know, she's an actor's actor. And she's an actor's director is what they say too, because she knows, she understands the scene. She helps me see things that I'm also really, I like direction. You
Right.
know, I think some people don't, but I do. I need a general. I should have been in the army. I always say that. Like, I would have been a good soldier. What do you need me to do? Yes, I'll go do that. And I'll check off a list and come back and say, what else do you need? And so I need Mel. She's like my general. And it was great to have her be like, do this. And I'm like, oh yeah. Oh, hell yeah. That's great. And then with the crew, I saw the same thing. Like, because I don't know that side. I've been doing this a long time, but I've never wanted to be a director. I know some lenses, and I know a 50 means they're pretty close, but I
Yeah.
don't know all that's technical jargon. She knew all that stuff. Mel knew everything. Plus,
Hopefully.
she knew what she wanted. and the
Yeah.
crew, they have the utmost respect for her already. So it just, that spilled over to her being a director, because everybody knows, nobody knows Wynonna Earp better than Mel. And I mean, not just the character Wynonna Earp, the show.
Yeah.
Mel knows it. She's in and out. So yeah, the crew was just amazing. And they were all there for her, and she was the boss, man, and she was incredible. She was great. That's what
Yeah.
you want from a director. Someone who knows what they want, they know how they want it, and how to get it. And she
Yeah.
checked off all three of those boxes. Yeah, give me more Melanie Scrofano.
Speaking of working with her a lot, is there someone maybe you haven't gotten as many scenes with recently that you'd like to second half get to, work with more?
Yeah, his name is Varun Saranga. He's my friend. He plays Jeremy. Varun and I are such good friends off camera that we're always like, man, we need more Doc and Jeremy stuff. Just because we like to play, There's actually been a little bit of a, I don't know how to say it, like when Dolls left, it was such a great dynamic for Doc to have someone like Dolls to compete against, and to fight for Wynonna. It was such a great dynamic. So I've lost a little something in that sense. It gave me more stuff with Mel, which has been incredible in that sense. But there has been something lacking on the other end of who else Doc kind of partners up with. So Jeremy and I were able to find this little mini love thing. Like, they love each other as friends. Well, and
has a crush on him, yeah.
Exactly. But there's a mutual admiration and respect for each other. And so it's fun to get to play the Jeremy Doc thing too. And we don't get to do it as much, It's just because, there's a lot going on this season. I don't know if you noticed.
Yeah.
It's just, we hit the gas pedal going and we don't stop. So, but yeah, some stuff's coming up that I'm very excited about. And Varun and I are very excited about. So.
Oh yeah, you two are always a lot of fun together. So
yeah,
let me see if I have a fan question here. Somebody wanted to know, what do you think is Doc's weak spot? Achilles heel. I think I know what you're probably going to say, but I'll ask you anyway.
Well, I mean, other than his love for Wynonna Earp.
That's what I was going to say. You would probably say.
Yeah, I think he's working on it. Like I said, I think before he held on to the past, then I would have said that was his Achilles heel. But he's working on that now, so it's interesting. It's great to be able to play a character that has so much growth. That had to go through so much. And a lot of people are like, oh man, Doc did this and Doc did that, but we all do things. Everybody does things. And he's learning from them. And that's, for me, the most important, because a lot of people do some bad things sometimes and they don't learn, or they don't know. But he does. So, yeah.
All right.
But yeah, come on. Wynonna's his weakness.
All right. And somebody else wanted you to talk about working with, I got to look at the actor's name so I get it right, Noam Jenkins, who plays Amon. Yeah,
it was great. Noam's he's a beautiful guy. He's super fun and incredible actor. And, a testament to a guy like that to come onto a show, because I know it for 4 years. I know the lore and the history and all this stuff. If you're an actor who never watched Wynonna Earp, and, he had never seen the show, to try and understand this giant world, and you're a demon boss of this and Wynonna Earp, and but he just jumped right in. So I love an actor like that. And people are like, oh my gosh, you guys are flirting so much. What's going on there? Look, man, I just learn my lines. I don't picture a way I'm going to play any scene, and I just go with what's there on the day. And Noam is a very giving actor, you know what I mean? And he was playing it sexy, so Doc could be sexy too. So it was, that's kind of where we're at.
Right. So other than starting filming, what have you been doing during the pandemic? Everything's been so weird, I guess, is the best description.
I almost pretty much just stay mostly self-quarantined. Even though, some things have opened up here, I think I have a great responsibility to keep the risk low. There's a lot of people depending on us finishing this season. There's a lot of crew depending on the jobs. it's not just about me wanting to go,
Right.
you know what I mean? So I've been very highly conscious of that. So luckily, for me, I'm a gamer. So
You have a lot to do.
yeah, staying at home isn't hard for me to do at all, So yeah, I've been staying home mostly, yeah. And
All
I'm
right.
alone here, I had to leave my family behind, which was hard. It was
Yeah.
especially hard this year. I had a son this year. So
Wow,
uh,
congrats.
yeah, thanks. Leaving them behind has been more difficult than anything, but yeah, but yeah,
All right.
I've been
So,
quarantining.
so is there anything that you're allowed to tease about the second half of the season?
I just everything's going to be answered, you know. Um, I don't know if they're going to be the answers people want, but there's thing you got to pay attention to all these episodes.
Hmm.
But the Earpers are very smart, so it's almost like I'm saying this to people who aren't Earpers, because Earpers
Yeah.
already understand this. They're already dissecting everything anyway.
Yeah, I'm sure.
There's nothing that's, even if we're saying a blowjob joke or something, trust me, there's something to it.
Yeah,
There's
usually.
going to be a reason later why, you know what I'm saying? It's not,
Mhm.
we just don't, there's always something there. So everything we're learning about or trying to understand, the answers are coming.
All right. All right. Well, let's see. I'm not sure how much time we have left. Maybe I can ask one more quick one. I don't think you can answer this, but somebody wants to know if we're ever going to find out how Doc got out of the barn after Wynonna trapped him with the rope soaked in holy water.
Yeah, this is a very interesting question because I know the answer.
Oh, you do? Or you
Well,
can't
because
tell me?
we filmed it,
Oh, you
but
did?
it didn't make the movie.
Right, right.
So I imagine I can say who it was at that point because I don't think it changes anything. Nedley came back. Nedley
Oh,
came by and saved me.
oh,
You know,
that's cool.
it
Yeah.
was cool. It was another hero Nedley moment. And Doc and Nedley never have any. But listen, you got 52 minutes to make a show, and
Yeah.
it got, something always gets cut. So that unfortunately that's what happened. But yeah, that's who saved me, man. Nedley actually saved Doc.
Okay, very cool. Would have been she wrote me now. She's like, start rapping. Yeah, that would have been cool to be able to see though. But at least now we know. People aren't
Yeah.
aren't going crazy wondering. All right. Well, thank you for your time. The rest of the season or half a season is, I think, quite crazy, and people are going to be surprised.
Yeah.
Or not to say anything, but yeah.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Yeah, absolute pleasure. And be
Okay.
safe and all that stuff.
You too.
Okay.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye bye.